Thành Huy ơi, đội 8 kết thúc sớm thế ạ? Em chưa kịp vào.
Tưởng đội 9 bây giờ đến đến giờ của đội 9 mà.
Em không nghe thấy anh Huy nói gì.
Ủa, chờ tí. Sao thế?
Chưa kịp vào.
Okay. Good morning, teachers. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
All
yes, we
right.
can.
Well, good afternoon, Mr. Joe. So
Good afternoon, sir.
today we'll be continue with the Team 9, the reading sessions. We continue with our passage from yesterday, the handsomest drowned man in the world. Miss Nho, have you seen Miss Lloyd? Oh well, look like Miss Lloyd have a bit of trouble logging in. I Hmm. Hey, somebody want to read uh in place of Miss Lloyd because Miss Malfoy, can you is Miss Lloyd with you?
Yes, yes.
Continue ba?
I will help you, teacher Lloyd.
Saan ka na?
I will help you connect. I think it's the internet.
Kanina
Oh.
pa on, may ano siya. Cannot get to... Is that your Maya account or your personal account?
Yeah, don't worry, Mr. Sean. You can just turn off your cam. You need.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I think the internet is quite.
Sige lang, sis, ikaw na lang. Ikaw na
there.
lang. Dito tayong tatlo. Tapos
Here.
I'll just read na lang.
Miss
Ano?
Lloyda will be the one reading,
We will
right?
just read
Yes,
continue
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
We will continue from last time. Ano?
Hey, Miss Rebecca.
Ganun. Hello, Mr. Hui.
Yeah.
Sige, that's enough. Where did we stop last time?
I think we are on page number 3.
Page 3.
Yes,
Okay.
page 3.
Page 3.
They wanted to tie the anchor from.
They wanted to tie the anchor from a cargo ship to him so that he would sink easily into the deepest waves where fish are blind and divers die of nostalgia, and bad currents would not bring him back to shore, as had happened with other bodies. But the more they hurried, the more the women thought of ways to waste time. They walked about like startled hens, pecking with the sea charms on their breasts, some interfering on one side to put a scapular of the good wind on the drowned man, some on the other side to put a wrist compass on him. And after a great deal of get away from there, woman, stay out of the way. Look, you almost made me fall on top of the dead man. The men began to feel mistrust in their livers and started grumbling about why so many main altar decorations for a stranger, because no matter how many nails and holy water jars he had on him, the sharks would chew him all the same. But the women kept piling on their junk relics, running back and forth, stumbling, while they released in sighs what they did not in tears. So that the men finally exploded with, since when has there ever been such a fuss over a drifting corpse, a drowned nobody, a piece of cold Wednesday meat? One of the women, mortified by so much lack of care, then removed the handkerchief from the dead man's face, and the men were left breathless too. He was Esteban. It was not necessary to repeat it for them to recognize him. If they had been told Sir Walter Raleigh, even then might have been impressed with his gringo accent, the macaw on his shoulder, his cannibal killing blunderbuss. But there could be only one Esteban in the world, and he was stretched out like a sperm whale, shoeless, wearing the pants of an undersized child, and with those stony nails that had to be cut with a knife. They only had to take the handkerchief off his face, to see that he was ashamed, that it was not his fault that he was so big and so heavy or so handsome. And if he had known that this was going to happen, he would have looked for a more discreet place to drown in. Seriously. I even would have tied the anchor of a galleon around my neck, and struggled off a cliff like someone who doesn't like things in order not to upset people. Now, with this Wednesday dead body, as you people say, in order not to be bothered anymore with this filthy piece of cold meat that doesn't have anything to do with me. There was so much truth in his manner that even the most mistrustful men, the ones who felt the bitterness of endless nights at sea, fearing that their woman would tire of dreaming about them and begin to dream of drowning men, even they and others who were harder, still shuddered in the marrow of their bones of Esteban's sincerity. That was how they came to hold the most splendid funeral they could ever conceive for an abandoned, drowned man. Some women who had gone to get flowers in the neighboring villages returned with other women who could not believe what they had been told. And those women went back for more flowers when they saw the dead man. And they brought more and more until there were so many flowers and so many people that it was hard to walk about. At the final moment, it pained them to return him to the waters as an orphan, and they chose a father and mother from among the best people, and aunts and uncles and cousins, so that through him all the inhabitants of the village became kinsmen. Some sailor who heard the weeping from a distance went off course, and people heard of one who had himself tied to the mainmast, remembering ancient fables about sirens. While they fought for the privilege of carrying him on their shoulders along the steep escarpment of the cliffs, men and women became aware for the first time of the desolation of their streets, the dryness of their courtyards, the narrowness of their dreams, as they faced the splendor and beauty of their drowned man. They let him go without an anchor so that he could come back if he wished and whenever he wished, and they all held their breath for the fraction of centuries the body took to fall into the abyss. They did not need to look at one another to realize that they were no longer all present, that they would never be. But they also knew that everything would be different from then on, that their houses would have wider doors, higher ceilings, and stronger floors, so that Esteban's memory could go everywhere without bumping into beans, and so that no one in the future would dare whisper, "Big Boob finally died. Too bad, the handsome fool had finally died," because they were going to paint their house fronts gay colors to make Esteban's memory eternal, and they were going to break their backs digging for springs among the stones and planting flowers on the cliffs, so that in future years, at dawn, the passengers on great liners would awaken, suffocated by the smell of garden on the high seas, and the captain would have to come down from the bridge in his dress uniform with his astrolabe, his pole star, and his row of war medals, and pointing to the promontory of roses on the horizon, he would say in 14 languages, "Look there, where the wind is so peaceful, now that's gone to sleep beneath the beds, over there, where the sun's so bright that the sunflowers don't know which way to turn. Yes, over there, that's Esteban's village." The end.
Oi, that was beautiful, Miss Loida.
Okay.
Well, that's very well done.
Full of imagination.
Yeah.
And it's a very funny, very thoughtful story, Miss Loida. Well, stay tuned, teachers, because the Monday, our next reading session will be Mr. Sean. He will be reading
Done.
for us
Okay.
the
All right.
Bible, Genesis 1 to 3.
Pardon? That's quite long.
Yes,
So
we
Sean,
are
only 10 minutes. Yeah.
10 minutes, Mr. Sean. We are looking
Yeah.
forward to your Genesis.
I think
Well,
it's good.
Genesis?
That's
Quite
quite
long.
long. Only, oy.
It's only like
Ah,
one page.
ka?
all right, all right.
Or Genesis 1 is fine.
No, that's part 2 and 3.
Oh, I guess I will be next then. Now,
Okay.
thank you, teachers. Now it's time for team one of listening. So, thank you for joining.
Okay. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.
Enjoy your holiday, teachers.
Enjoy your holiday.
Happy
You too,
holiday.
guys.
Happy holidays.